Another thing Richard Hart said, and I didn't watch everything, to be honest. I got a little sick yesterday. I was very sick yesterday. So I mean, the night before I was like vomiting and stuff. But so I went to bed early. But he was adamant on that hex. There is no evidence that it is correlated to the rest of the market. So despite Bitcoin going down to 11K, he said that hex could easily not, easily have bottomed. So I guess technically he'd be right about, and he said there is in fact evidence of decorrelation. So the evidence of decorrelation was when Hex was at all-time highs, like 53 cents, was when Bitcoin was down at like 29,000. So there is evidence that Hex could rip when Bitcoin's down. The thing though is that, what is up, Metasting? Welcome again. Always love having you. The thing is that when it comes, lost the train of thought there, but yeah, so there's no evidence necessarily of correlation. So maybe Hex could go down when the rest of the market's going up, or up when the rest of the market's going down. But it is yet to be determined whether or not Hex can be making these all-time highs during a tight Federal Reserve monetary policy. And so far, the evidence has pointed that it cannot. But does that mean that we have more pain to that there's more pain to come? I don't know. I think even during a high interest rate period, Hex could have capitulated and the bottom could be in, because even though there's not enough money to pump it to all-time highs, we're pretty close, if we haven't reached yet the holders of last resort. So I think the people that are in now are pretty hardcore. Does that mean that we can't go down further? We could, but I don't know. We're down a lot, so I think the risk is to the upside. But yeah, so then right here we got this is the so we were trending between support and resistance, and finally we broke the support and we had the target down here. But then we got the Hex conference pump when people were projecting that there would be a testnet v3 announcement by Richard Hart, because Richard Hart was speaking. And then Richard Hart did not give, he said it was close. He actually said it was so close. He's like, we are so close. But he did not give a date. So I guess people maybe sold that. And that's why we're not pumping as much anymore. But like I said, I actually said on the interview with Funding Jim that there will be no date given for testnet v3. I think ever since May, I think we are not getting dates anymore, unless the product is finished and like all that's left is to press the button. There will be no dates. And even if the product is finished and all that's left is to press the button, he still might not give a date. He might just say it was released once it already gets released. So that's the way I really see it. So it looks like we're retesting the support that was previously broken. And either we're getting a little wick. Maybe we could go back up here. Or maybe we go down to that target of 1.5 cents. Or maybe we break above it. And we go all the way up to 18.8 cents. The thing is, we don't know until we know. So that's why you guys shouldn't trade, folks. We're not going to know which way it goes until it goes that way. And that's essentially why, while I do technical analysis, I'm not a believer in technical analysis. It doesn't really get you much, if we're being honest. But maybe it gets you clout. So it's fun to do. Moving on, we got the crypto market, crypto bubbles. Wow. Green day, except for, what is this, Flare? Flare, down a lot. Gala, Woo, FTT. Where's Hex? Bitcoin does not even pump these days. Barely pumps, dumps a lot, like Richard Hart says. Bitcoin is it's up 4% on the week. Where is Hex? Is it not on the chart today? Oh, there it is. What am I saying? It's up 20.1%. 20.1% on the week. What about on the daily? On the daily, it's down 14.2. But yeah, nice to see it. Nice to see it up. Nice to see green day. I mean, it feels like a relief rally. But guess what, guys? It always feels like a relief rally in the beginning. And then once it pumps like crazy, that's when it doesn't feel like a relief rally already. But I don't know. Again, there's no way of predicting the markets. In fact, if there was a way to predict the markets, if I had a meaningful way of predicting the markets, or I could, I'd be happy to sell it to you guys. But unfortunately, I'm honest, so I can't sell it to you. And listen, if there was an actual trading indicator that could get you that could predict future market performance efficiently, I would pay a lot of money for it, and I'd trade. But unfortunately, there isn't. And we got 53 net positive increase in current holders for HEX. We got 66 change in current stakers. So that's really looking good, guys. Yesterday, we had 11 decrease and 84 increase in current stakers. Again, the HEX conference did seem like it was sort of like a climax in the sentiment for HEX. Could be the bottom. I think there was a lot of reassurance that we're not going anywhere. There was a lot of reassurance that people are still here, like everyone's still here and nobody's going anywhere. Can't say the same for most communities.